Good morning and good afternoon to everyone attending today. Thank you so much for joining our admissions live webinar where we're going to be discussing some of our top student questions and FAQs about the process. We always, first, I want to let you know, we always give everyone a few minutes to start rolling in because some people are on breaks at work. Maybe just getting off work or in between appointments. We'll give everyone a chance to get logged in. So we'd love if everyone would post in our chat box where you're joining us from. I find that a nice way to get an idea of where everyone is watching from and for us just to mingle a little bit. The second thing I want to bring to your attention is you'll notice everyone is muted today. And honestly, that's because this is a live webinar. We're recording and we're going to be sending that out to everyone who attended or was not able to attend that had signed up. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to post it in the chat box. If you feel more comfortable, you can post any questions in the Q&A box as well. But we love your questions. Again, this is a live webinar. We're going to be addressing them live, so don't be shy. Let's see here. Someone mentioned they cannot hear. Let's see here. So I'm guessing maybe I would double check that you're not muted and your volume is up on the device you're using.
Oh, she said she fixed it. Got it fixed.
Gosh, we have students from all over today. A couple international students, India.
I see a lot of Florida. I like it.
Oh, Jessica's in Florida. Well, I'm over here by Portland, Oregon, and yes, we are all frozen in. So 30 degrees and surrounded by ice. Fantastic. I see a couple people still trickling in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Once again, if anyone has any questions, please post and message us in the chat or Q&A box, and we'll get to those as we go through. But let's go ahead and get started. Can we go to our next slide? So just to introduce myself officially, my name's Amanda Heller. I am the Director of Enrollment Services. And of course, I work in the admissions office here at the American College of Healthcare Sciences. And then our Senior Admissions Advisor, Jessica White, is also joining me and going to be also here to answer questions and talk about our admissions process. And so you may recognize us if you've worked with us before, spoken to us already, seen us on the website. So hello if we have connected before. Next slide. So what are we going to accomplish today? Talk a little bit first about who is ACHS. We're going to answer our top FAQs, literally the primary, most common questions we get on a daily basis. And then, of course, we'll have an open Q&A for anything you may still have questions about that we didn't touch on. And then briefly go over the process of how to officially apply and enroll. Next slide. So I think it's always really important to really quickly touch on our mission and vision, because this really encompasses who we are as a school and the people that make up the college. Our mission is to lead the advancement in evidence-based integrative health and wellness education through experiential online learning and sustainable practices. That is just really the foundation of who we are. We have a very student-centric model. Our courses are practical, hands-on based, And it's all backed with evidence-based information and research to provide all of our students a quality education so they can help others and do so from a credible and educated place. And we're really proud of that. Next slide. Doreen Peterson, our founding owner and president, actually founded us in 1978. Can you believe that we've been around for 45 years? And with that said, we're still one of the only online colleges with holistic and integrative-based programs that is fully accredited. So we are accredited by the DEAC, which is recognized by the U.S. Department of Education. And on top of that, we are authorized and recognized in all 50 states as an accredited online college as well. We provide flexible, yet structured online programs in the different modalities like herbal medicine, nutrition, aromatherapy, wellness, and coaching with very, very high qualified faculty and a diverse student body. We have students that are changing careers, students in the medical field, students who've worked in the holistic health field. Our students literally come from all different backgrounds and adds to like really an amazing diversity within the classrooms. And that's something we really appreciate because everyone can use that experience they have, no matter where they come from, to add to your classroom and make that impact individually. Next slide. So Jessica's going to get us started on how to pick the right program. You want to talk a little bit about how we help students do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a lot of different programs that we offer. We have different modalities that we, focus in on. Several different options within those modalities in terms of length of program, type of program, whether it's undergrad, graduate, at the doctorate level, non-degree seeking or degree seeking. So lots of information there and lots of choices and options. The best thing that you can possibly do is really reach out to us, speak with an admissions advisor. That's why we're here. It helps us get to know you guys a little bit and what you're really looking to do. And then we can kind of brainstorm with you to help you pinpoint what is the best path to your either career change or goals or whatever the case may be. So definitely reaching out to us so that we can help you. If you haven't done that already, I definitely recommend that you do. We're happy to help. We can work with you by appointment. You can call in. We'll speak with you. We offer, like I said, a lot of different types of personal support and recommendations. We're going to look at your whole complete situation and scenario, your previous schooling that you may have completed, talk about exactly what you're looking to do, where you're wanting to go with it, and then kind of help you from there.
Mm-hmm. And if you want a more casual way to browse, we definitely recommend checking out some of our previous program webinars that we have recorded on our YouTube page. Mm-hmm. So if you actually Google ACHS TV, no spaces, those will pop up. And we have some fantastic webinars our program deans have held. With career services, we have some individual professor videos on that discuss the content of our courses. It can be just a really valuable way to also connect with the different pathways and how it aligns with what you're looking to achieve as well. But ultimately, like Jessica said, connect with your admissions advisor. We truly, truly want to work with you one-on-one to navigate your goals, your passion, where you've been, where you want to go, and help you pick the right program and pathway to get started. So
absolutely,
we're your people. Jessica, when's the best time for everyone to get started in school? Because I know a lot of
This,
people are unsure, like, what are you offering? When can I get going? Do I
yeah.
have to take the summers off?
Exactly. Yeah, this is a big one for sure. There's a lot of questions out there from a lot of our students, potential students, like when can I get started? When should I get started? What does the timing look like? How do your classes operate? There's a lot of questions that kind of get involved with that. We do go to school year round, spring, summer, and fall, 15-week semesters. So continuous enrollment. So there's always, a time coming up where you can start pretty quickly. But a big piece of it is really kind of, like I said, meeting with one of us, meeting with the admissions team, talking through kind of what you have currently going on. What does your schedule look like? What can you manage? And us working together to figure out a way that we can, find the best time to make it work. More times than not, people are looking to get started pretty quickly. So they want to go, when's the next time, when is your next upcoming semester? And like I said, because we have these 15-week semesters, there's usually a time that's coming up pretty quickly. We also have shorter sessions in between each one of those. So in between spring and summer, we've got spring 2, we've got summer 2 and fall 2. They're a little bit shorter, but really great as an option if you, let's say, missed spring that started in January, not really wanting to hold off all the way until May. Spring 2 is a great option for you. It starts right at the tail end of February, actually on leap day. It's leap year this year, so February 29th. So that gives you a chance to jump in and get started. It is a shorter session. You can kind of dip your toes in, take a couple classes, and then when summer rolls around, you're right in the swing of it and you can pick up your pace a little bit if you choose to do that there. But it's really about kind of chatting with us and figuring out what makes the most sense for you in terms of your scheduling and what you have, your capacity at that time, and us putting a plan together for you.
So thanks, Jess.
Sure.
And so resources. A lot of students will ask, you're an online college. How are you going to be able to support me while I'm a student? And we have a variety of ways we provide and create a community around you for that support. First is upon formally registering and getting enrolled in school, you're going to get matched up with one of our student success coaches. So you're going to have someone one-on-one that you're going to get to know on a more personal basis. They're there to be your cheerleader. They're there to help you navigate challenging situations because we know life happens. So, how to get through the situation, stress management, educational options during challenging situations. They're there to help you pick electives, build your schedule out term to term. They're even there to help you get you in touch with like our peer tutors or communicate with your professor if there's been a situation that you want that extra help with, or you don't know how to bring something up. I know when I was in school, I was very shy when I was younger. And if I would have had someone to guide me, even through some really basic items that were happening in school, it would have made much better situation. And I would have really helped me build my confidence. We also have peer tutoring. These are students that have went through training and work with students, any different type of coursework and support you need from weekly assignments to labs, anything you need help with. We have an open writing center with writing support there. We also have timely care. Because we are an online institution, this is sort of our virtual healthcare center. Students have access to doctor appointments, counseling, therapy appointments. There's no additional fees, no co-pays. You don't have to have insurance. Students also have access to stress management techniques and classes, yoga courses. It is literally an all-encompassing tool for students, and it's already covered by all of your general school fees. So it's something you're going to have 24/7 access to through graduation. We also invite all new students into our Facebook coaching group. This is a safe place that is only for current students, graduates, alumni, and college staff. So it's not just open to the public, but this is an amazing environment where people can ask questions. Some students today had some questions about upcoming graduation, transferring credits into another program. Sometimes students are asking for feedback or advice on their new businesses. I've seen career services posting jobs and getting feedback on what kind of like career webinars they would like to see coming up next. So it's really a fantastic place to build that community when you're an online student. We also have a full virtual library. So this is where students access all the academic work and databases they need for their research. And as an extra bonus, our alumni and graduates have continued access to our virtual library as professionals. Our student services department as a whole also holds different webinars throughout the semester. Everything from study tips to coffee live meet and greets. They, again, are helping build that community and also providing tools and resources to help you be successful. And then a lot of students don't always expect this, but we do have a career services department. And our director of career services, Felicia Royce, she works with students anywhere they're at once they're enrolled. So she's not just someone you can access in your last semester. She wants to work with students, discuss your professional goals, whether that's to be entrepreneurs and build up a business. You want to look for more traditional jobs out in the workforce. She'll help with resumes, building skills, practice interviewing, help you navigate just how do I find the jobs that I want to look for. And she'll set up appointments throughout your program here if that's something you would like. And then that's also a continued resource as an alumni and graduate as well. So if you graduate and you want to look for a new job, you want to change pathways a little bit in the industry you're in, she's accessible to help you find those jobs in the holistic and integrative health field. And again, please, if anyone has questions as we go through these, just pop them in our webinar chat or Q&A box. Next slide. Ooh, how do I get my transcripts? We get this question a few times a day. And don't be anxious or nervous to let your admissions advisor know if you need help. Because unless you do this every day, most people don't know. Jessica, what do you say are your top tips for the transcripts and ordering what we need to pull together?
Yeah, it is a big one. This is definitely something we deal with on a definitely daily basis. The biggest thing I would say is if you're unsure, a lot of people just automatically think, oh, okay, I need to call my school. And you can do that, but that's probably honestly going to be like maybe the slowest way because you're going to have to get to the right department and the right person. And then there, it just might be a lot of kind of roundabout way to do it. So what I usually do once I've spoken with someone and we have a conversation and I know where you've gone to school and things like that, I'll help you look for the links of how they will send the transcripts. A lot of schools nowadays are sending them more electronically. Some schools still do them, old school by snail mail. Either which way is fine. We can take both. The electronic way is preferred just because we can get them a lot quicker. It's a pretty smooth process and it's a third party usually that processes those. So I would say the biggest thing is if you're really unsure is talk to one of us. I usually, like I said, I'll just Google the school name and official transcripts and find it online. So if you're, feeling like you want to look for it on your own, you can certainly do that. But if you're just unsure, like, I found it, but I don't know if this is right, will you accept it from this person or this place or whatever the case may be, always ask. Better to ask and get make sure we're doing it right the first time and not having to re-request it or anything like that. But like I said, electronic or mail is perfectly fine for the transcripts. Electronic will just get a lot quicker. And any of the admissions team is happy to help with locating those transcripts or kind of showing you where you can order those from.
And a secondary tip on that is electronic is amazing. Like Jessica said, we get it anywhere from 24, I'd say to 78 hours. We get those transcripts versus having to wait a week or two. However, electronic does mean a secure electronic service. So you'll want to see that the school uses like Parchment or Clearinghouse. They send them electronically through that secure service directly to our registrar's department. Occasionally, I see this more with high schools, is sometimes the high school office will be told electronic and they think electronic will mean we'll just email them over. Unfortunately, we cannot accept transcripts through traditional email. That's not considered secure and official by our accreditors in the Oregon Department of Education. So again, if you have any concerns, you're not sure it's going through the right place, just let us know. We're here to help. And then
and I was gonna say, I see Loretta had a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what transcripts do we all need?
Yeah. So Loretta, really good question. And the answer kind of depends. If you had a bachelor's degree and we're looking at a graduate level program, then really we would just need the one that showed your degree, where you got your degree, the conferral date and things like that. If for some reason you had a bachelor's degree and you wanted to go into one of our undergraduate programs, depending on what is on each one of those transcripts, we may want to see them, just because we may want to see it for any potential transfer credit at the undergrad level. But if you're going from undergrad to grad, we really just would need the one that shows your conferral date with your degree information.
Yeah. I will say one unique caveat to that is if you are a student using any source of VA benefits from the military, whether it's a veteran, your active duty, spouses, dependents that are using VA benefits, we do have separate compliance requirements and we are required to have all transcripts. The second piece to that is I have a student that's applying to a graduate program. We definitely just need the bachelor's degree in most cases, but if you are applying to even a graduate program, you have previous graduate work, we 100% also want that graduate transcript, even if you didn't graduate. Because again, it's not just for the academic history piece for admissions, but our goal is to maximize potential transfer of credit for you. We want to save you time and money where we can. So really, that's the alternative motive when your admissions advisor is supporting you and encouraging you or making recommendations to what transcripts to order. But we're here to help you figure all that out step by step. Let's see here. I think we got all the transcript questions. Continue throwing them out if they pop up, but we'll go on to the next FAQ. So, transfer credit. Upon acceptance to the college, we always notify the registrar that you are newly accepted and we request a transfer of credit review. We typically get this back within 24 to 48 hours, depending on weekends. But they will take the time and they do actually, it's not done by a computer. We have individuals in the registrar's office that manually reviews all of your prior transcripts, course, what they're looking at is course credits. They're looking at course content and seeing that you passed with a 70% or higher. So they will notify us what credits transfer over. So we can review that with you and also help you understand if that's going to help you graduate sooner, than your plan, your original planned graduation date. And then how that will save you time overall. If there's any classes that don't quite transfer in, or maybe you are in a unique position that you have tons of professional experience versus traditional education, we have challenge exams too. The challenge exams are available for potential passing credit. You can challenge up to 25% of the credit hours in a program. And this is literally like testing out. And actually, I have a student, for example, she's done a lot of professional aromatherapy studies in the past, but it was not through traditionally accredited programs. So she's going to attempt testing out of like her introductory aromatherapy class based on that prior experience. So she can move directly into the next level of courses. So we will support you, and the registrar will even make notes for us based on transcripts if they feel that there's something you could successfully challenge based on your academics. Again, our goal is to help you save time and money where we can, to help you get to your goal as soon as possible. Any side notes for that, Jess?
No, I mean, I think you covered all of that pretty well. Like I said, always looking to maximize on the transfer credit. So sometimes there's, situations where, oh, well, I don't know if I can get that transcript, or I didn't really want to request that one because there's
Yeah.
maybe only like one or two classes that might transfer in. One or two classes is still important, especially if it's like a gen ed class or something like that. There's no use in retaking a class that you've already taken and passed and paid for,
Mhm.
to take it again and pay for it
Yeah.
again. So we would definitely like to make sure we can maximize that for you. And like Amanda said, challenge exams are a really great alternative.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's just an issue of like credits. If it wasn't enough credits or the content wasn't fully there, and you still feel confident about it. So you're definitely able to do those challenge exams, and, we can kind of guide you through that and how to get set up for that. And you'll work with us and the student services team to get that taken care of for sure.
Yeah. And if there's ever a question or concern about being able to get a transcript, such as maybe there's a hold or you're working on paying a balance with a school so your transcript can be released, your individual admissions advisor will help you based on unofficial transcripts for planning purposes as well.
Absolutely.
We had a question about, is there a practice test?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no practice tests for challenge exams. We do highly recommend a student already have completed the new student orientation before they set up the date to take the said challenge exam, so you feel comfortable and confident in the classroom itself. Some of the courses are normal exams, so multiple choice, short answer, fill in the blanks. There are some occasional courses that the challenge exam is a written paper, and that is managed a little bit differently. They give you so many days or weeks to complete that by a deadline. But yes, unfortunately, there is no practice test. You would pay the $75 fee, sign up to take the exam. Your student services advisor will help you choose the date you're going to get that started so they can have it prepared and ready for you. And then also schedule the proctor for the exam. So
Yeah.
just
And you can,
transparency.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to, you could also, because we list what books you'll need for individual
Yeah.
courses on our website. So you could even find the books, get them through, Amazon or, rent them, buy them used, whatever you wanted to do. Study up a little bit on some of the material in the books to kind of refresh yourself if you need to, and then, go about it that way also.
Mhm. Great tip. Next slide. What will my schedule be? And then we had some questions, so we're sort of coming back to this. Everybody's schedule is unique based on you and your life and balance and family and work. And so this really comes back to being really honest with your admissions advisor about what your schedule looks like outside of school. We're going to ask questions that dive into work. Are you commuting? Do you work from home? How many days a week do you work? Do you have children? Do they have sports and activities? Are they at home with you? Are they at school? We may ask about your spouses and partners, what their schedule is, especially if they are supporting parties and helping you, say, with the kids at home. I even always check with my students about extracurriculars. I've had students that do a lot of volunteering, or maybe they have volleyball 2 nights a week. We want to understand where your time is going 7 days a week and how much time you have available to be a student. So we can make sure we help you build a schedule that you can commit to. But you, again, holistically, you have balance between work, life, and school, and can maintain and keep great grades. With that, Jessica, what's your advice on time commitment? How much time does everyone need per class?
Yeah, it can vary honestly between student to student, but a good rule of thumb I would say is anywhere between 8 to 10 hours per week per class. So if you're going to budget that and look, always maybe safe to go on the high end, let's say 10 hours per week per class. At the undergrad level, part-time would be 2 classes, so you're looking at maybe 20 hours per week, up to full-time, which is 4 classes, so closer to like 40 hours a week. When you're thinking about that 40 hours a week, you want to understand that that's everything encompassing. So anything that you need to do for school, if it's reading, if it's studying, putting together maybe a discussion post or a paper, or working on a project, or getting ready for a quiz, it's everything that you would need to do for your schooling would fit within those 10 hours per week per class. I'd say that's a safe way to kind of budget your time. And, if you want to think about it on a weekly basis, you can think about it on a weekly basis. If you really want to get granular and break it down to something per day, think about putting in 2 hours a day if you can, something like that, especially if you want to give yourself a couple of days off, or like weekends off, or however you want to plan it. Totally up to you. It is extremely flexible. Very much asynchronistic, so you can get in there and study when it's convenient for you to do so. Just also being mindful that you do have, specific due dates and deadlines for assignments and things like that. But very, very flexible in terms of that. Just figuring out how you plan to budget that time for yourself and where you're going to fit it in. I think is important there for sure.
And I know I'd say sort of tips from working with students now for so many years here is my students that tend to keep the highest grades, they truly break it up like Jessica's mentioning, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. So creating a schedule that helps you balance but break it up, because we don't require you to be online at a set time or day. You all are adults, and we want to support that flexibility to go into the classroom 24/7. I will say, I had one student, she used to do certain homework and readings an hour before the kids got up every day. That's how she started each day. I had a student, she would do homework while watching her kids at basketball practice, take her laptop with her. I have students that do things on lunch break things up in the evening after work, or the kids go to bed. So, truly just literally blocking out time to make school a priority and focus on your studies. The only caveat to that is that live virtual session our professors provide everyone. We trialed this a couple years ago. We had amazing feedback. Students love it. So our professors will regularly hold a live virtual session over Zoom for you every week. We highly encourage you to attend if you benefit from that in-person interaction, but don't panic. Once again, part of our model, we're not going to require you to be online at a set time or day. So if you can't make that recorded or live session, don't panic. The professor records and posts it in the classroom so you can watch it later. Also, you can still reach out to your professor and schedule a phone call or Zoom appointment one-on-one as well. So even though that's outside the regular schedule, they are flexible. They know how to work with online students and the importance of that flexibility. So just communicate with them if you cannot make those live sessions and want to still meet with them one-on-one. But yeah, I guess it really sums up, as Jessica and I have shared, we're going to help you build a schedule based on what's going on, maintaining academics, keeping in mind how quickly you want to graduate, ultimately, just to help you set you up for success. Next slide. Technology. So obviously we're an online college, but we want to make sure, again, everyone's set up and prepared to do well in their classes. And I know Jessica and I were just talking about this the other day. We often will get questions. Can I do school on my phone or my tablet? Yes, you can for quick things, but that's not the ultimate experience. And we have found that to really maintain academics, to type up your papers, to access everything in the classroom smoothly, you do still need access to a full laptop or desktop. And so that is required to get started in school. Also, your laptop or desktop should make sure you have working speakers as well as a webcam. And there's two parts to that. The live webinars, being part of those Zoom sessions with the professors, but also any courses or challenge exams that have required proctoring, we must have working speakers and webcam for that virtual proctoring that we have available for students. Also, reliable internet. So if you've been, maybe just using Wi-Fi from local shops you live near, like especially if you live in the city, borrowing your neighbor's internet, we highly recommend getting your own internet line and making sure that that's stable and fast enough for you to do your studies. And then my tip is always have a backup, because again, weather, some of us were talking about the weather today. Life happens. Electricity goes down, a wire gets cut, or there's a storm. So I always say have a backup, a family member, you can go use their Wi-Fi or computer, a good friend. Do you know if your favorite coffee shop has open Wi-Fi if you need to take your computer and do some studying? So just always having a backup so you can still access your classroom. And then just consider your phone and tablets as alternative tools to keep up in your classes, access e-readings, but it's not going to be like a consistent way to maintain your studies through the program. What are some of the other benefits students have with the technology, Jessica?
So we you'll have access to the full Google Suite once you become a student, which is great. It'll give you access. So that's how your school email will be through, is actually through Gmail, which then, like I said, gives you access to that Google Suite so you can get in and do any spreadsheets that you need to do or type up papers and things like that. And again, going back to the typing papers, that's again one of the main reasons why you really need to have more than that phone or tablet. The phone or tablet is a good supplement to, quick things like Amanda said, but having the full computer so that you can access everything that we will give you. You may not have the same access via a tablet or a phone with certain things like that also. Google Suite, like I said, is really great to have. You're going to have access to that. You'll utilize it quite a bit as a student. Grammarly, if you've never had Grammarly or you're unfamiliar with Grammarly, it's really great. It's a service that we provide to students. It's it'll check as you're typing, kind of check for any either misspellings or it's like just a sentence that's written kind of maybe with weird punctuation or grammar. It'll help you kind of fix that a little bit too. I believe there's a way on there that you can even submit papers where they'll kind of do like a quick check on the paper and things like that, just to have it looked over and make sure everything looks right. Very, very helpful, especially if you're like typing fast and getting everything going, you can just run through and check it really quick. It'll offer suggestions to make the necessary corrections and things like that. And that's something that you'll have access to for
It's
sure.
like really, really awesome. And
yeah,
so,
it is.
You can you'll have your student login. You can use them via like their website page, but you also can download and set up the app so it's like running and you can it's you working while you, like Jessica said, you're typing, and from emails to like your papers, and it's incredible actually.
Yeah.
I'd say The only other thing is we are online, 100% virtual. And because of the flexibility, you can, as long as you have internet, a computer, you can take classes anywhere you're located. If you want to take vacation in the middle of a semester, take your laptop with you. I have students who went on cruises and paid for the internet so they can still sit down for the few hours a day, do their homework, and then go have fun. I have students that travel, sometimes even internationally, to stay with family for like a few weeks at a time. They have their computer, internet at their family member's house. So you truly can have a life, live your life, and still be working on your educational goals. And we give you that flexibility through these methods. And I think it just helps us be adults and still work towards our goals versus being tied down to a campus and have to work our lives around that. So it's always nice. Next slide. Q&A. I know we've had some questions about programs. Today was not necessarily a focus on the actual programs we offer, but just to quickly address, we have a variety of programs. At the undergraduate level, we offer certificates, diplomas, associate degrees, and bachelor degrees. So a variety of different directions you can go, again, depending on your goals. At the graduate level, we offer master's degree programs. We offer graduate level certificates. And then for students that have specific career goals around their professional terminal degrees, we now offer a doctorate of science of integrative health. So I have some students that are staying with us all the way through, because again, we're still one of the only schools in the field with this educational offerings we have. But no matter where you start, there is a pathway for you, and we're here to help you figure out the best way to do that. My main recommendation is if you already have a bachelor's degree, most likely we're probably going to talk to you about graduate programs. If you have not earned your bachelor's degree yet, we'll talk about undergraduate programs. If you already have a master's degree, your admissions advisor will help you navigate, is a graduate certificate best, a second master's degree, or am I ready to commit to a 3-year doctoral program? So again, your advisor truly is going to help you figure all of that out and get you started.
Absolutely. I think there was some other, there were some other questions in here about just VA funding. It looks like Valencia, and is it Samaya? Sorry if I said that wrong.
Okay.
Samaya and Valencia. Yeah, just questioning about funding. We're a very military friendly school, so VA funding is something that we work with pretty regularly with our military students. Lots of different options as it pertains to military funding, everything from the post 9/11 chapter 33 to chapter 35, which is more the dependent, and chapter 31, like what used to be voc rehab. There's no specific programs or courses that can't be funded. I see that there was a question about that. Are there any courses that can't be funded by the VA? You could go into
every single one.
Yeah, all of our programs from certificates all the way up to the doctorate. So any of those would be covered as long as you have the benefit there, and your admissions advisor can definitely help guide you through and kind of, each of those different funding options through the VA do work a little bit differently, and there's little nuances to each one of them, but we can definitely guide you through and kind of next steps and help you navigate that for sure.
And I'll say what I'm really proud of is not only do we have a separate VA department to support students all the way through their program, all of our entire admissions team is very well versed and educated on the different VA programs. So you truly are going to have people that understand and can assist you through the process of utilizing those benefits, how they work, what you need to do. So you feel supported, and we can help you make the process as smooth as possible. The other types of funding we work with, I have some students that do semester payments. We have a monthly payment plan. Actually, the monthly payment plan for students that have, like they're interested in like budgeting. Our monthly payment plan has no credit checks, no fees, no interest. We can break up any cost every semester into 4 equal payments. We see you as an individual. You're not a number. We really care about your financial health, the investment you're making, and we want to help you put the best plan together to make it affordable for you. We work with employer educational benefits. I definitely have students that have employers that provide tuition assistance, tuition reimbursement, help with other expenses maybe in school. We also work with, if you're a student who has a special college fund from your parents or another family member, we work with all of those 529 plans. I've had students from like Peace Corps and AmeriCorps. You can use those student scholarships you earn with our school. And then, of course, all of our programs are also financial aid eligible for students that qualify for student aid.
Absolutely. One more question on the VA side of things. What is the policy of Chapter 31 or other VA education benefit if funding is not delivered in time for the course?
There's sort of 2 sides to this. One is we never will finalize an enrollment registration for you, the student, until all funding is 100% secured. Because we do not want anybody in that uncomfortable and unnecessary position to be like 3-4 weeks into your term and find out the funding's not there. That's not setting you up for success. We're not supporting you the right way if that happens. So your admissions advisor, once your student services advisor, we're going to help ensure all of your funding is complete by the time you are finalizing your enrollment. So if you're using a type of VA benefit, we have proof of benefits. We can certify your benefits. If you're using Chapter 31 Voc Rehab, we've received your approval from your counselor, and that's, we're going to go through the steps and get the correct paperwork from you to ensure that funding is secure. If you're a student who's paying any portion of your classes out of pocket, you're using financial aid, we're going to have that payment plan secured. You're going to have completed all financial aid steps before you get registered for school. Again, to make sure that your funding is secured and there's no questions by the time you actually are going into orientation and starting school. So we're going to help you through each one of those steps. Any other good questions?
That might be it.
An edge for senior learners. I just want to throw out there, we have students of all ages. I have students that range from 18 to 70 or higher. The average age of students we work with is around 35. Because of our unique programs and the education we offer, it is very, very, like, what's a good way of putting it, Jessica? Like, the students who take classes with us are very passionate about what they're doing, and they have pretty specific interests and goals.
Yeah.
My students, you don't see students just coming to school to come to school, typically very casually, even if they're taking classes for self-growth and they want to learn for themselves and family wellness. Their passion is so deep that they are very driven and they know what they want. So there's a very common thread, no matter the age of the student, the background, that really draws our students and community together. And do not ever think you're too old for school. That doesn't exist. If the passion for the topic is there and you have the perseverance, the time to be a student, you can be a student. I've seen students take on secondary careers, build businesses, change career paths at all ages. And I've been here 11 years now. Again, it's a different degree of passion our students have that drives that. So don't think something about age will ever hold you back. If you are not in a position you feel committed to a full program, we do have options to take single classes. So like if you're like, I just want to take aromatherapy 101, that's it. We can help you move through the process as a single course student. We also have tons of learning opportunities through continuing education courses we offer that you can get CE credits for as a professional, but can also be great again for the self-learner that wants to do it on their own time. And we also have micro credentials, sort of that's in between continuing education classes and a full 3-credit class. So you can add the completion of your micro credential and that professional learning to your resume, to your LinkedIn page, add on those different, specialty knowledge topics to your expertise you already hold. So ACHS in general has tons of opportunities. That does not always mean happen to enroll into a full degree program.
Absolutely. Anthony, sorry, it looks like we missed one of your questions. So it says, I live overseas. I know that schools, you're asking basically if your materials and things like that don't come to you on time, or if they don't come at all due to customs. So there are occasions sometimes, especially if it's like overseas, or maybe someone that's getting enrolled a little bit later or something like that, where materials may be arriving a little bit late. That's, something that can be communicated to your individual professors so they know where you stand with everything and they'll work with you on that. Kind of a different situation if they didn't get delivered due to customs. I would say, for any international student, it would be very important to know. I mean, and we have a full breakdown and list of what's included in each one of those kits that's going to be sent. So it would be important to kind of maybe do that research ahead of time and make sure you understand what is allowed in and, things like that, so that there are no issues with that. Amanda, any
I was
other?
gonna say, our shipping department, we have students all over the world.
Yeah, we do.
And it is a regular practice that we're shipping internationally, and it's not typically a problem at all. It's very unique if it comes up. Our shipping department knows how to label and package everything properly based on customs and such. We always, as well, if you're international, before you enroll, we make sure we get the proper shipping address, how it should look. If you have a preferred way of shipping, we'll note that as well. And we always get the price of that additional shipping. So there's no issues as well as something not being able to be shipped because it wasn't covered.
Yeah, I would honestly say probably more times than not internationally, it's really a non-issue. Like Amanda said, the shipping department will kind of be in the know on that, and they'll work with us to get the shipping quote and make sure everything's fine. I would say maybe more like one-offs. Yeah, tracking numbers, but more one-offs if there was like a specific, oh, I can't receive this, or, something very specific, but you'd probably know that ahead of time.
Yeah, and our director of shipping would get in touch and would work with you if a one-off situation came up.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah. It looks like we had a question about covering costs of a degree. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know of any funding programs that are based on age. If you have a budget, sometimes it's just working with your admissions advisor. So it might not be feasible to attend full time, but maybe a monthly payment plan, one class at a time, is more affordable. You can always check with your local community and state to see if there's any special retraining programs. And just again, I don't know of any funding though that's specifically based on any age at all, unfortunately. Any other questions? I'm going to scroll through, make 100% sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I kind of scrolled. I feel like I'm pretty sure we got everything. And
this is just a common question I'm going to throw out there is, I know you've heard us talk about our classes are hands-on. We have questions about kits and materials being shipped. our classes are very practical based. So we do ship out all the required kits and materials students need for their classes and labs and assignments out semester by semester. And so it's like, students have told me it's like Christmas when their stuff shows up because it's not just the core books. If you do purchase textbooks through us, just know we will also ship those out to you, but students do have the option to buy their own books throughout the program. So there's some flexibility there if you're trying to be really sustainable and green. You know, I have students that they feel it's really important to look for their books used. You know, so there's a lot of different options like that. Let's see here. If there is a challenge, if you receive your kits and materials, you're in the middle of a semester and you maybe something happens or you lose something, unfortunately, we do not replace that just free of charge. I've had students that sometimes use part of their kits and materials for personal projects at home as well. So if you do run out of something, you can repurchase or purchase more from our bookstore apothecary shop. But unfortunately, we just are not able to replace multiple products because it is, we're sending out very high quality essential oils and herbs. It can get very expensive, to be really transparent and honest. But I know I've seen students in our Facebook coaching group have a lot of discussions and have shared a lot of tips for storing their kits and materials, how they keep things organized. And so that can be a great resource for also providing some tips for as you collect your kits and materials class to class, you're going back to things, how to best organize that and keep them safe too. Next slide. Ooh, how to apply and enroll. We don't want to take too much of everyone's time, so we're just going to briefly go through the next few slides, but you can always message us and we'll get back to you with more in-depth information. To start with, honestly, we have an online application. It has 3 parts. Basic info, like your name, your address, where you previously attended school. The second section has a couple short essay questions. That's your chance to let us know your story. Who are you? What do you want? What are your goals? Why is this program a good fit for you? That's where you express your story and your passion, so we know and can share that with the admissions committee. The third section is, honestly, it's a couple disclosures about working in the field and industry and then uploading proof of identity. Most of my students take about 20 to 30 minutes to fill out their application. I promise it's not painful, but it's like a little book for your admissions advisor about, again, who you are and what you're looking to do. So not only can we best support you, but putting the best foot forward for the admissions committee on what you're looking to accomplish.
Yeah, and I get asked on occasion as well. So just to kind of throw it out there, there is no application fee or fee to apply. So you can go on, you know, and apply at any point. If you apply before you speak with us, you know, that's fine too. We'll definitely reach out once we see your application come through, or if you've already spoken with an admissions advisor and you're ready to apply, you know, get that done. And obviously we'll be in touch from there, but there is no fee to apply it, you know.
Yeah.
So
Doreen, our founding president, had a very strong opinion about ways you can make education accessible. So we actually, that's the reason we don't have an application fee. She doesn't want something like a small application fee holding someone back from moving forward into school. And it's something I've really been proud of as well. Next slide. So I know we've came back and forth with about meeting with your advisor, but if you did not initially just apply, we're always reaching out just to have that verbal conversation about helping you find the right program, answering all of your questions, talking about the upcoming start dates, really checking off all those important FAQs to make sure you have the information you need before you move forward. And then, of course, we will schedule follow-up phone calls or meetings to support you. Maybe it's helping you order those transcripts, helping you build your schedule once you're accepted. Again, your admissions advisor is not just a single phone call and done. We're here to be your resource and advocate all the way through acceptance, securing your funding, and helping you get enrolled and actually start classes. So you have that person, that's your person, but the entire admissions team as well is here to support everybody. So just know, if you ever have a quick question, you just want to call in, any of us can take care of you. Next slide. I know we talked about funding, but this just sums it up, that we're here to help you navigate that investment you're making into school and earning your credential or degree. Figuring out what's going to work best, or what combination of items is going to work best for you. If we go the route of traditional financial aid, we have a financial aid department, and you will actually be matched up with a financial aid advisor that will support you through the financial aid steps as well. So again, we're not leaving it to you to figure out all by yourself. We want to support you step by step. Next slide. Registering for classes. Again, once your funding's secured, your advisor is going to help you finalize your enrollment. And we're going to get you signed up for your new student orientation. That's when you start connecting with your student services success coach and advisor. They're going to be popping up in orientation and starting to connect with you as classes begin. And then we also hold a welcome webinar. So there's a live session the couple days before classes begin to see your support system at the college and see their faces and actually get to know them. So we're going to help you and guide you through those steps so you feel excited, confident, and ready to start the first day of school with no hitches, really. Next slide. Questions. You may recognize some faces, not just myself and Jessica, if you've already been working with anyone on the team. Again, we're all here to help you. You can reach out to us individually on our direct lines. You can call the main campus. You can schedule appointments with us. Whatever works best for you. Please use any of those methods to get in touch. We're here to, I know I've said it a few times and I'm feeling a little nerdy and dorky right now, but we're here to be your person, your point of contact, and provide that welcoming environment to support you from point A to point B, and then see you graduate too. Thank you everyone so much for attending. We hope we see you, we're talking with you later this week. Feel free to email us if you just have a brief question, you're super busy at work. And we'd love to see your applications pop up for our classes starting in February. Have an amazing day, and we look forward to working with you.
Yeah, thank you all for attending.
Take care.